talk about the opposition and sometimes there are stock answers. What about Morecambe then as a side? There's been some decent encounters actually between Luton and Morecambe in the last few years. How do you see them as a footballing side?
A real dangerous side. Contrasting forms, home and away, but a dangerous side. Good players, good individuals. I mean, to be fair, it was one of the. It's wrong to say the first games, but when I was at Brighton, I went to watch Yeovil. We were watching a player who was playing for Yeovil at the time for Brighton, and they played Morecambe. And they were a real dangerous side. They were 2-0 down half time, came out 1-4-2 because of how they played. They played slightly differently. They had good little footballers who could play. And we see them as a dangerous side and we'll treat them like that.
Obviously, you've heard Glenn Murray's been playing centre half for the last couple of games. So, I mean, how impressed have you been with how he's slotted back in there? That's a position he can do quite easily, isn't it?
Well, he's probably a better centre half than he's a defensive midfield player, but he's very adept at defensive midfield because he gives us a certain thing there. But he doesn't surprise me. He's very versatile, and that's what he's brought in. They're important to teams. Him and Johnny Mullins, for example, could play defensive midfield, centre half, or right back. They're versatile. So Glenn's not been a surprise to me, and he's a match player. He keeps telling me he's a match player, and that's how I see him.
Is Johnny Mullins, when he was on the bench, is he fit to play if need be on the weekend?
Yeah, look, we're actually a fully fit squad. We've got absolutely no injuries apart from Greeny. We've got no injuries, so we're strong and have options, you know. So no, there's no excuses. We're ready, and we've trained well this week. They've had their downtime and they're ready to go.
Jack Marriott, are you slightly worried about his sort of lack of goals at the moment, or is it not a concern?
No, when his body language and his work rate drops down, I'd be concerned. As I said, I keep telling him he's as good as it is in the league at what he does, and he's a threat, constant threat. I mean, on Saturday when he probably had his least productive game, he still had a few things that you thought, wow, got you off your seat in terms of shots, quick fire shots, and he does that, and he will score. If things will change for Jack, no problem. When I start getting worrying is when his work rate drops and his body language starts getting a little bit droopy, you know.
I guess someone like Isaac Patel though is really pushing him now, isn't he? So he came on and showed what he can do in the 25 minutes he was on. Yeah,
Isaac, Craig McKell-Smith, Josh McCoy, all three real good options. Ian Banton as well, you know, in terms of we've got good options. And it's a decision I'll have to make.
And starting with Morecambe now, just how important is this next week? You've got Morecambe away, Portsmouth at home, and then extra away as well. I mean, it's a real points to be won, aren't they, this week?
Yeah, I think it's important. I said in press on Saturdays, it's an important 7 weeks because on 3 competitions, you know, on 3 fronts where we're looking to compete and looking to do well. Difficult game against Solihull. Watch Solihull on Tuesday night, so that'll be a difficult game. And then Swindon away, which just changed. Well, we think they've changed manager, we don't know, and things. But so it's an important sort of period. We take that game by game because we never look forward too far. But it's, you know, if we come out of December in a real position, similar to what we are, hopefully better, but still in both cups, then you know it'll be a fantastic time, and we really look forward to that second half.
Have you set yourself a points target for December? Is that do you do that kind of thing or not really?
I don't think you can. We like 2 points a game. That's what we set the target for. We're a little bit behind that at the minute, so we have to pick up. But it's a steady thing. I mean, Carlisle and Plymouth have set off at a blistering pace. Sooner or later, you think that might have to change. If it doesn't, then all well and good. Then we'll have to step up our efforts. But in terms of everything, I'm happy where we are. And we need to come out of November and December in a real good shape, and I think once we do that, it'll be an interesting second half.
And just one last thing on the fine, I think the supporters set up a Just Giving group for the fine. I think I checked before, over £1,000 have been raised already to go against the fine. I mean, just how proud that makes you to hear that they've done that.
Well, to be honest, I'm up to the roof in terms of how proud I am of our fans. So if there's a little bit of space left there, then it'll add to my pride. But look, we're a proper club. We're a proper club, Luton Town, and we don't do anything gratuitously. We don't do anything willy-nilly. Look, we'll take whatever we have to do on the chin. We'll see if anyone sees sense. If not, then we'll have to do what we do. But the fans turn out in force, and they support us. They support us in every game. The club's been through a lot. We've been through worse than £15,000 fine. We've been through much worse, and we come through it strong. And we're strong now, and we're a proper club. So that's amazing. They've set up that Just Giving, but just fits in with the ethos of the club and of the fans we have. So nothing surprises me about them.
How pleased you've been with the clean sheets the last 2 league games, because that was an area where you were looking to improve on, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and so we've conceded 1 in 3. But hopefully, that question won't jinx anything. But no, look, we work with, we've got a good defensive record anyway. It's just teams were nicking ones at wrong times that were costing us points, if you like. But our defensive record is as good as anyone's, and we're proud of that. We're proud of the work rate and what we have. So over a season, you get what you deserve. So we knew that things would start turning in that way, and praise the Lord they have, because they've earned us points.
Is that how you felt with the Accrington game? Because it was a tight game, but you just about edged it in terms of the overall play, actually, didn't you?
Well, I think on chances we were far better. I think we did. I mean, it wasn't until we went down to 10 men did they have any kind of. So they had 2 chances that at the end were. One was a routine save, the other one was a real flash save. But their keepers made some unbelievable saves. We hit the bar, and unlucky. Scotty Cuthbert has had a great opportunity. So on chances, it was an pretty even game. Possession wise, we edged it. But on chances, I thought we had the clearest ones, and it was a good day for us.
I mean, one of Danny Hilton's strengths has been making himself a nuisance to the opposition, but Morecambe have someone up front, Kevin Ellison, who's always made that an art form, hasn't he? Is that something the centre-backs have to be wary of on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, Danny don't just make himself a nuisance to the opposition. He makes himself a nuisance to every human he comes into contact. Trust me on that. So, as I said, no, we're pleased with what we have with Danny, and we know of Kevin Ellison's threat. We know of Stockton's threat. We know of. Well, we did know of the Barhusen threat until he left, so we know of this, but again, we just got to make sure that Luton Town are right at it.